Well, it is Friday the 13th in October, and since I have finally reviewed all of these movies, let's go ahead and rank all 12 Friday the 13th movies from worst to best on Friday the 13th. So let's get started. In last place, number 12, easily the worst of the franchise is going to be Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday. A gigantic misfire, in my opinion. I know this movie has its defenders in recent years, but I don't like this movie. I don't like the portrayal of Jason. I don't like the extra lore it brings in. And I just think it's a waste of a potentially interesting concept. I just don't like this movie. It's here at last place. Number 11, and not much of a leap in quality, is Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. Yeah, I don't like this movie that much either. I appreciate that they tried to go a different route instead of bringing Jason back all over again, but I could not have cared less about the killer reveal in this movie, and the ensuing incident that causes the killings is extremely mean-spirited, did not like it, so yeah, it's right here at number 11. Number 10 is, once again, not a big leap in quality. That's going to be Friday the 13th, Part 8. Jason takes a boat ride to Manhattan, because this movie barely features Manhattan, and I don't even think they filmed most of it in Manhattan, except for a few establishing shots. Yeah, this is a completely forgettable movie. None of the kills are memorable, and I did not like the premise, and the way that they defeated Jason in this movie at the very end was extremely idiotic. Yeah, I do not like this movie, so it's down here. Number 9, and taking a slight leap in quality here, we have Friday the 13th Part 3. And I did not hate this movie. As I said in my review, I don't think it's great by any means. It has some good kills, and it introduced the hockey mask, so I have to give it a few points for that. But the 3D effects are extremely dated. None of the characters are super memorable. And honestly, the barn setting, it just got a little repetitive by the end, so it's right here. Coming in at number 8, and a little bit more of a leap in quality, is going to be Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. And again, this is not a movie I hate, but it's not a movie I particularly like either. I really liked the character of Tina, even though she was pretty much just a Walmart version of Carrie. But I did like her character, and I thought Lar Park Lincoln did a great job as her. And I really liked the whole idea of Carrie versus Jason. I would have liked to see Tommy Jarvis back in this movie, helping Tina in this movie, but she did stand on her own good enough. The other characters in this movie are completely unlikable or unmemorable, one of the two on each of them. But yeah, not a terrible movie, but not great either. Number 7, we're going to have Friday the 13th Part 2 here. And I think this is a pretty solid movie for the movie that started out the Jason era of this franchise. I didn't hate it. Sackhead Jason is not my favorite version of Jason, but it does its job. It's a good, creepy look. And I did like the physical performance of the guy who played Jason in this movie, but also really only one character is memorable, and that's the final girl. The kills are pretty solid, so I'll give it that as well. So it's right here at number 7. Number 6 at the halfway point is going to be Jason X. And I get the hate for this movie. I really do. This is a completely stupid movie. It's not good, but I have fun with it. It's stupid fun, and that's what I enjoy about this movie. It's not trying to be anything but stupid, and I have fun with it. I like to make fun of it, and I do get a good bit of mileage of enjoyment out of it, so it's right here at number 6. Coming in at number 5 is going to be the original film Friday the 13th. Now, as with a lot of horror franchises, you usually expect the first one to be at the top or near the top, but you'd be hard pressed to find a Friday the 13th fan who genuinely thinks that the original is the best one. Now, that's not saying it's a bad movie, because it's not, but it's not the best of the franchise by any means. A lot of the later movies just got so much better, in my opinion. But I did enjoy this movie. You got some really good kills here. A young Kevin Bacon shows up, and I really enjoyed Betsy Palmer as Pamela Voorhees. Even though the reveal just didn't feel earned. I don't know if they were going for a whodunit aspect of this film, but if they were, I wouldn't say it was handled super well. But I do enjoy it for what it is. It's a cheesy 80s slasher, so I enjoy it, and it started a pretty interesting franchise nonetheless. Coming in at number 4, we are going to have Freddy vs. Jason. And like I said in my review and in my ranking for the Nightmare films, this is not a technically good movie. It's extremely dumb. None of the characters are super memorable, but you have these two slasher icons duking it out in one movie. Even though it was mainly just the third act, it was just a lot of fun to see. The portrayal of Jason isn't one of my favorites of all time, but it was good for what it was, and obviously Robert Englund was great. So yeah, it's right here. Now, these next three are pretty interchangeable for me, but third place, number 3, right now is going to be Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. And as I said in my review for this one and Part 4, if you ask just about any hardcore Friday the 13th fan, they're going to tell you that their favorite of the franchise is either this one or Part 4. And like I said, it's for a damn good reason. They are both very good movies. I feel like this movie really played into the campy aspect of the franchise, and I just have to appreciate that. C.J. Graham was a damn good Jason. Tom Matthews as Tommy Jarvis was really great. I really wish they had brought him back for Part 7. Apparently he was in the video game, but I'll never be able to play the video game now because they shut down the servers. That's why live service video games should not be a thing, but that's a different tangent. I really like this movie. The kills are great. The atmosphere is great. The campiness just makes it a whole bunch of fun. So yeah, I really love it. It's here at number 3. Number 2, runner-up and process of elimination, you have 2 movies left. You have Part 4, the final chapter, and you have the remake. 2 entries that are pretty well beloved by a lot of Friday the 13th fans. So where do I stand on these? Number 2, I'm going to have Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Now, this is a fantastic movie. It really captures the formula of what made the first 3 movies memorable to a lot of people, but it just perfects that with interesting characters. Crispin Glover shows up in this movie, and even though his character isn't super memorable, it's just the fact that Crispin Glover is there doing his Crispin Glover thing makes it memorable. And you get the introduction of Tommy Jarvis, played by Corey Feldman. Great character, great actor, played absolutely amazing. And I really like this version of Jason. This is easily the best of the original franchise for me. Really great film, great atmosphere. I just feel like it just did everything right with the formula that was established in the previous 3 films. So it's here at number 2. But number 1 for me is going to be Friday the 13th, the 2009 remake. And I am tired of the slander that this film gets from non-Jason fans and Jason fans alike. Now, I know a lot of Friday the 13th fans that absolutely love this movie, but there are still some who don't like it for whatever reason. I don't know why, but I think this is easily the best movie in the franchise. You get a badass Jason with Derek Mears. You get really great characters played by Jared Padalecki and Amanda Rigetti. I think they are both fantastic in this movie, and I really like the story. I like the idea of Jason being more of a calculated hunter than just a silent stalker like Michael Myers is. And I really, really love the atmosphere. It made Crystal Lake feel more creepy and eerie. And I really like the idea of Jason just knowing how to get around the camp instead of just randomly teleporting like he seemed to do in a lot of the original movies. But yeah, I think this is easily the best movie in the franchise. It's the most badass, best portrayal of Jason. Just an all-around great movie, so it is here at number 1. That was my ranking of all 12 Friday the 13th films. Which one's your favorite in this franchise? Which one's your least favorite? I'd love to see your ranking down in the comments section. As always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.